Square root of 35 plus square root of 45 plus square root of 49 plus square root of 63 upon square root of 9 plus square root of 5 plus square root of 28. We have to simplify this. Now square root of 35, we can write it as 7 times 5 under square root plus square root of 45 as 5 times 9 under square root plus square root of 49 as 7 times 7 under square root plus square root of 63 is 7 times 9 under square root. Then upon square root of 9 plus square root of 5 plus square root of 28 as 7 times 4 under square root. Now when a times b is under square root, we can write it as square root of a times square root of b. Therefore, here we can write square root of 7 times square root of 5 plus square root of 5 times square root of 9 plus square root of 7 times square root of 7 plus square root of 7 times square root of 9 upon square root of 9 plus square root of 5 plus square root of 7 times square root of 4. Now here we can take square root of 5 common and write square root of 5 times square root of 7 plus square root of 9 plus here we can take square root of 7 common and write square root of 7 times square root of 7 plus square root of 9 upon square root of 9 plus square root of 5 plus square root of 4 is 2, so we can write 2 times square root of 7. Again, here 7 under square root plus square root of 9 is the common factor, so we can write square root of 7 plus square root of 9, we take it common. Then square root of 5 plus square root of 7 upon square root of 9 plus square root of 5, 2 times square root of 7, this we can also write it as square root of 7 plus square root of 7. It will be equal to 2 times square root of 7 or square root of 7 plus square root of 9 times square root of 5 plus square root of 7 upon, if we rearrange it, the denominator, we can write it as square root of 7 plus square root of 9 and then plus square root of 5 plus square root of 7 together. Now let's consider square root of 7 plus square root of 9 is equal to a and square root of 5 plus square root of 7 is equal to b. In that case, we have a times b upon a plus b. Now let's say this is equal to x, or we can write 1 upon x is equal to a plus b upon ab. So ab is the common denominator, or 1 upon x is equal to a upon ab plus b upon ab. Here if we cancel this a and here b and b, then we have 1 upon x is equal to 1 upon b plus 1 upon a. Now b here is square root of 5 plus square root of 7. So square root of 5 plus square root of 7 plus 1 upon a is square root of 7 plus square root of 9. Now let's rationalize the denominators. To rationalize the denominator, we multiply and divide by the conjugate of the denominator. Conjugate of x plus y is x minus y. Therefore, conjugate of square root of 5 plus square root of 7 will be square root of 5 minus square root of 7. So we multiply and divide it by the conjugate plus 1 upon square root of 7 plus square root of 9 times square root of 7 minus square root of 9 upon square root of 7 minus square root of 9. So this is square root of 5 minus square root of 7 upon, now this is in the form of differences of square, a plus b times a minus b, and this we can write it as a square minus b square. So we can write it as square root of 5 square minus square root of 7 square plus square root of 7 minus square root of 9 upon, this is also in the form of differences of square, so square root of 7 square minus square root of 9 square, or we have square root of 5 minus square root of 7 upon, remove the square root with the square, so this is 5 minus 7 plus square root of 7 minus square root of 9 upon, remove the square root with the square, so this is 7 minus 9, or it is square root of 5 minus square root of 7 upon minus 2 plus square root of 7 minus square root of 9 upon minus 2. So we multiply and divide by minus 1, so it is square root of 7 minus square root of 5 upon 2 plus square root of 9 minus square root of 7 upon 2. Now we have a common denominator, so we can square root of 7 minus square root of 5 plus square root of 9 minus square root of 7. So square root of 7 and minus square root of 7 will get cancelled. We have square root of 9 minus square root of 5 upon 2. Square root of 9 is 3, so 3 minus square root of 5 upon 2. So 1 upon x is equal to 3 minus square root of 5 upon 2, or x is equal to 2 upon 3 minus square root of 5. Again rationalize the denominators, 3 plus square root of 5 upon 3 plus square root of 5. So 2 times 3 plus square root of 5, and this is in the form of differences of square, so 3 square minus square root of 5 square. So 2 times 3 plus square root of 5 upon 3 square is 9 minus, remove the square root with the square, so it is 5, or 2 times 3 plus square root of 5 upon 9 minus 5 is 4. Now 2 times 2 is 4. So answer is 3 plus square root of 5 upon 2. How did you solve it? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching.